Alright. All the parts for the tensioner are clean. It's time to start reassembling it. So, first things first, we've got this plate with a thread guide on the back of it. And in the course of cleaning, this button did come out of the center, so just slip that down in there and it stays put pretty well. So next thing in line is one of the tension discs, and then the other tension disc, and now I need to remember to put this spring in place. So the tension discs face each other, and I don't actually know what the best practice for putting this spring in is, but the way I got it out was to stretch this over like that and see it goes through this slot, and now it gets pushed in place like that. And this loop here needs to be up by the top of the slot, because this spring is supposed to pull thread from this loop down. So we'll roughly line that up. And I said this pin would stay put, but it's just fell out, so drop that back in. Now the spring goes here, and this piece holds the spring down, and it's got the crossbar in it, and that button strikes on the crossbar to lift the spring pressure off and release the tension. So now we have to gently hold this down while we assemble everything else. And that is going to be this star, nut here, and then this brass washer goes on here, and I think so there's that plastic tab, and that fits on this star washer, and that's what grips that fits on this nut. So threaded that nut to that spot. Now I gotta look up. All right. So I think, is there a flat on here? Nope, there's no flat on the back here, so when I put this in, like so, there's a slot here for the tab, slot here for the tab on this piece with the loop in it, and then this stopper stops the spring from retracting all the way. And then this is the flat where it goes into the machine. And I'm just doing all this to figure out which way is up on this. So now we've got it oriented for up. And there's a groove on the top of this knob, or a groove on this knob that I'm going to use for up. So that groove, got this fitted in, and now comes the challenging part. There's that spring washer and this piece here, which you have to hold down and get that. There's a tab on the bottom, and that's sticking up because that is what, on the back of this plastic piece, there's a notch, and so that holds our scale from moving. And then this aluminum screw goes in the front. And it's got a crosshead on it, but they're just shallow 2 straight slots. So now I haven't put come on. There. Notch is stuck in there. Right? Yeah. Trying to feel this for how it works. Oh, I know what's wrong here. I put my spring in upside down. That's why this feels weird. There. having a spring like that is going to make this feel better when it's all assembled. So before I had put it in with the fat base down, and depending on who assembles these, some of them are one way and some are the other. Obviously it's a spring, so it doesn't particularly matter which way it's assembled. And so as long as it's in the right spot, so putting that nut in place, and since I've got this partially together, time for voiceover because the background noise got really bad here. I put this together a couple of times and I don't have a diagram for the tensioner, and I realized after I was assembling the sewing machine that I did get a critical piece in the wrong order. So the button in the center that is supposed to release the spring tension pushes on a spring washer that in this assembly I have on the wrong side of the spring. I put the spring washer that releases tension on the end where the tension nut is, so that you turn the knob and the tension nut was pushing the release washer against the spring, and while that does create tension on the tension discs, it does not allow the button from the backside to release the spring tension when you lift the presser foot. So the key problem is just the star nut needed to be taken off, and then the release washer goes next to the tension discs. Then the cone spring goes on the release washer, and then the star nut that provides the tension screws on. In this video, the incorrect order I had was the tension spring, the release washer, and then the star nut. Otherwise, the tensioner is back together correctly after I discovered the error from this video. And spoilers, the machine seems to be working well.